All right, perfect. Well, my name is Raquel Wilson. I wanted to welcome you all to our first virtual open mic. I am very, 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 very excited. We have some awesome performers in line in storage for you today. Excuse me. I wanted to let everyone in the audience know that this is definitely a safe space. So if you find that you've discovered courage or feel empowered to sign up to perform, please reach out to me or Emily Joe, our tech support, in the chat so that we can add you to the sign up list. I'm again very, very excited. For those who don't know or who are new to the organization, I am the program manager for the Youth Voice program. We provide numerous opportunities for former and current foster youth, those who have been impacted by the juvenile justice system and homelessness. I'm a genuine and passionate advocate because I have been through all of those lived experiences. I have lived through all of those experiences, and I use my voice as a unique way through poetry, through storytelling to share my story. And so I wanted to create this event just to inspire and to create a platform and space for others who have experienced the things like I have to come and just be open and share in hopes that maybe there's someone out in the audience who just needed their spirit lifted or needed some empowerment or just some encouragement, motivation to keep going, that we can provide that to them. And so again, thank you guys for being here. I know that there was some confusion in regards to the time, so we do definitely want to apologize for that, but we are here now. We're going to kick this exciting and awesome event off with a introduction piece from one of our previous Youth Voice contributors, Ivory Bennett, who is an amazing writer, former foster youth from Texas. I'm very, very excited to hear what it is that she wrote. And so, yes, Emily Joe, whenever you're ready.
Is Emily Joe here? Oh.
Oh, Emily Joe, I think oh yeah, there it is.
Is the audio working?
No, the audio isn't. I just see her moving, her mouth moving. Well, while we wait, oh, okay, cool. There we go, Emily Joe. Get us right, girl. Get us right.
Hi, my name is Ivory Bennett, and I'll be reading a poem that I wrote for you today called Uninterrupted Joy. It is my daily prayer that children whose laughter falls like flower petals floating in a summery breeze, whose eyes read in sparkles of continuous curiosity, whose hearts beat faithfully like the burning core of the earth's inward drum, whose hands crawl and creep fearlessly among the unknown, whose flesh repairs itself anew in strength that feels soft to the touch, whose ears make music of mundane mutterings, whose feet find footing on the most imperceptible paths, whose minds are limitless with imagination unparalleled only by God herself, whose hearts have endless capacities to love, whose perceptions remain unmuddled by callous judgment, never know the disjointed existence of unnecessary suffering. Thank you.
And we actually
Wow.
have one more clip from her too. So give
Okay,
us a
perfect. I
second.
was just going to say that. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ivory Bennett, and I'll be reciting my poem entitled Dear Elders. Dear Elders, please stop passing down your pain. We don't need it. It does not serve us. I am not, we are not designed to inherit your hurt. We want to inherit your healing and the joy of being whole. I cannot tend to your brokenness in addition to my own. We cannot accept that from you. If you're broken and bleeding, I cannot give you my blood or my bone. That must come from inside of you. Thank you.
Yes, yes. So we can't clap because it's virtual, obviously, but what we can do is put some clapping or like a raised hand in the with the emojis if you have that, just so that we know that you guys felt it. And plus, we'll be able to put them in a good category based off of most inspiring, but we'll talk about that at the end of the event. But it was a really, really good poem from Ivory. Unfortunately, she couldn't be here because she's a teacher, but we really, really appreciate her pre-recording, and we are happy. Just yes, yes, yes. I'm very, very happy. And so I want to just keep it going. We have another one of our previous one of our previous writers who have wrote for one of our COVID-19 series when it first dropped. And so, Fabian, if you're out there, I'm going to add you on so that you can be able to, or actually you can just unmute yourself and
okay.
And it's your turn. Hey, okay. Fabian.
Hi. This is a song I wrote. It's called "Letter to My Dad." It's pretty self-explanatory. It's like this. The teardrops on your letter tell a story of your absence. And if I ever met you and looked you in the eyes, then I can understand some reasons you were never in my life. I saw a vision in the fire. Okay, I made friends with the trees that made you out to be a liar, but you're always here with me. And now that it's over, yeah, this is my closure. Yeah, and I'll keep my head held high. I'll keep my doubts real low. Yeah, I'll spread my wings and fly, fly and fly. Let's go. That's all. That's how it goes. That's it.
Yes, thank you so much, Fabian.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, you have a lovely voice.
Cool, thank you, appreciate that.
Okay, you're out there hiding that voice behind all the good writing. Okay. Yes, I'm sure everybody thinks the same, is feeling the same way in the audience. You guys give them a high five. Thank you so much, Fabian. That was so good.
Cool, yes. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. All right. So yes, that was so good. So good. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. All right. So, okay. So Amal, and I hope that I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Yes. Okay. You are up next, love. The floor is yours, love.
Thank you, Love and Queen. Hey everyone, my name is Amal. I haven't been in any of these events before by tech support for Youth Voice. And so I just wanted to start out by saying that the collection of poetry and essays I have here, and I do have 15 minutes, that's what I put, are from when I was 13, 14, and then one of them is when I was 16. And they basically show how much denial and dissociation I was in a non-triggering manner, hopefully, in foster care. Yeah, I'll just kind of go over them. And I guess my point is to pretty much say that how even though I was completely dissociated, because I'm a commercial sexually exploited child survivor, and I was put in that position because of religious extremism, due to my biological parents being Christian and I'm like Middle Eastern Black. There's a lot of tension in that towards that community in my culture. So I basically had a introduction at age 13 when I wrote my poetry, and it was, "Hey everyone, it's me, Peacemakers, writing from a different perspective. I'm an energetic risk taker who is very outspoken. My writing or poetry is usually heartwarming and fast-paced. The first poem I'll read is What I Never Noticed." I wrote this when I was 13. It struck me. The girl was beautiful. Her face enlightened, showing her own light. Her face revealed harmony and tranquility. The blonde streaks on her body outlined her curves. She was a sight. Her walk was graceful, uncovering her long legs that rested upon large soles that defined beauty. High definition were her strides. Each one took every step along the way with patience. She was a peaceful soul. Time is limited, and she took every moment in laughter. She preached justice and intolerated oppression. In her eyes is a vision, a powerful one that stands worthy of action. Long, dark journeys chased her, leaving a streak of hazel. Her strides reached for miles, her footprints planted everywhere. It seems that only her eyes could leave a mark, an effect. Recognizing what others cannot see, she was special in her own way. She is a visionary. Everyone admired her. She was described as a perfect package with a cherry on top. She had a purpose no one understood. My hair brown, hers unknown. Her posture mirrored the tree I had admired for several years. She was physically unappealing, but spiritually irresistible. I laid back, distracted by her appearance. I tried to make eye contact with her, my eyes missing her with every trial. Under the moonlight, she glowed, shining bright yellow. She is unique. I can't believe I'm saying this. I really can't, but she's beautiful in her own way. And this poem was written about me, but in third person. And so that's something I wanted to point out. Another poem that I had written was I am Muslim and I wear my headscarf. This was the religion I was kind of pressured on accepting because of the persecution. So it's pretty cool that I kind of have that poetry that I was able to find. Okay, let me clear out some confusion in case you've been living in what they call an optical illusion, that I'm oppressed and my dress portrays that I'm stressed. But is it really that way? Like, hey, I speak the same language, I preach the same words. Please, I'm not at a disadvantage. Islam comes from peace and submission, and it's no tradition. Islam is a way of life that I chose as my life. My goal is to please God or Allah, the one and only Allah, reasonably. I cover for my protection fashionably. Just because I'm covered doesn't mean I'll never be discovered. In fact, my body doesn't seem like a distraction when I want to interact. I may get a few looks here and there, but really, don't people glare when somebody brings up a new questionnaire? I wear it proudly, knowing that my words speak loudly. I'm treated with respect, and I don't come out wrecked. I don't date because I don't want to be any boy's bait. I'm not used, and I was never abused. I know some will say, come on, stay with the cliche. Others will stare as if I'm singled out, and they say that you feel true love leaving you and about. However, let me tell you that true love lasts forever. In true love, both people give and rarely take. They stay even if you break. True love is when looks will fade, yet your partner will be staying as he or she had stayed. I speak against oppression and corruption because in a society they cause a disruption. I don't accept bullies or the oppressors, even if they are educated college professors. Islam doesn't either. Its teachings are breather. They give you space before you embrace. Muslim nowadays aren't pure. Their decisions may be poor. Seems to the media that there are Muslim extremists working as an interactive multimedia to cause harm. Needless to say, the other religions have had some burglars go off on the alarm. Let's not start, because Islam has never agreed to this harmful art. I do what God told me to do, even if society goes boo. Lastly, I know the U.S. Constitution will accept that vastly because it preaches freedom, the kind I need not to live in boredom. Restricted is not what the Constitution calls me. They call me their trustee. After all, it is allowed, y'all. So this was another poem, and you know, I'm sure you can understand from the poem, parts of it seems very disoriented. But yeah, another poem I wrote, this one I wrote at 13. It's called Do You Really Know Me? I don't believe in luck. I believe in God. I am not a perfect student, but I try my best. I do not date. I focus on my schoolwork instead. I'm not always focused, but I know I have the ability to lend a listening ear. I am not who you think I am. I know you know me, but do you really? This is another one. I felt that it kind of expressed my doubt. Stop, Listen is another poem I wrote at age 13. Run before you hurry, rush before you fall, complain before you notice, look before you see, listen before you understand, study before you leave, forgive others before it's over. Sometimes we need a little reminder to stop before and take a break once in a while to keep on going, not stopping, but remembering our duties. This poem, I would say, definitely summarized how I felt about my life, where it's like I was forced to like just ignore everything that was happening and just keep going. And I was really taught like, oh, forgiveness and prayer and patience, when in reality, like oftentimes defense and protection is more necessary. This next essay that I'll read is called Hope, Hold On, Pain Ends. I wrote this when I was 14. We've all heard about hope, but don't you ever ask yourself, who believes in it? After all, hold on, pain ends. However, does it really? Everyone goes through pain, whether it's emotional, physical, or psychological. So please, please don't cut yourself. It's not the solution. It won't help you or make your life easier. It will hurt you and those closest to you. Once you do it, you will never stop. So please don't try, because it's addictive. What can I tell you? When you told me you can't keep the promise, it's simple. Promise me you won't ever do this again. You hurt me in your God-given beauty. You thought there was no solution, but there is a solution to every problem and a problem for every solution. I don't know what to tell you because I've known you for so long. I know it hurts, but we all hurt. We grieve at your pain and we love you. Why do this to yourself? We want to be there for you. Please promise me you won't ever do this again. It's scary because you've gone paranoid. I don't know what to tell you other than it hurts. It hurts to know that one of my closest friends just did it. Something we both feared when we were little, something that gave me nightmares. Why did you cut yourself? I was there for you. You could have told me. You know what? Just stop. I know you can't now just because you gotten used to it. Oh no, don't tell me it's a new habit. Just why? You hurt me and yourself by doing this act of sacrifice. Just put the pen and knife down. Start carving your already carved skin. You just hurt me before you hurt yourself. I'm your friend. Please talk to me. Stop and hold on because pain ends. Self-cutting, one of those scary acts. I don't get it. Why would you cut yourself? Would it help you? This essay was written after I witnessed my friend basically self-harm. And this friend of mine had witnessed me being raped. And so it was just really like, in a negative manner, it hit me the wrong way when I saw her do that, because it was just like maybe she's also dealing with the trauma of witnessing me going through that. This next poem is called Death to Bullying. I wrote this when I was 13. You know if you've witnessed bullying, if you have seen what everyone saw. You know if you're a bully, if you've been reported. You know if you're an upstander, if you really reported the bully. Lastly, you know if you're a victim or victims, if you have been told something your kindergarten teacher wouldn't have told you. However, realistically, do we really report bullies? Have you ever seen anyone report a bully, or do bullies never get noticed? The seesaw triples both values unequally, unevenly, and undescribably, you may call it, causing calamities along through one may learn, leading towards a path of grief, pain, and regret. People hustle towards the power source while the victim remains calm and scattered, undecided and hesitant. Or the victim may strike with a fist or words that echo. With trouble and injustice, this agonizing state will always be unchanged unless one recognizes it, then strives to take action. If you don't know what I'm speaking about, you were never alive. Your heart may have beaten, but your eyes may have been shattered shut or glued shut. Your eyes may be assumed may assume it as the norm. Your mouth may have been dried out of words. Bullying is all surrounding us while we sit and watch. We may be the victim or victims or the supporters or the bystanders. Maybe the ones who see otherwise and think different, the upstanders. Or maybe you may be the one causing it. Look around you. What do you do when you witness bullying? Do you watch and stay quiet? Perhaps take another approach and support the victim or victims. Do you report it as abuse immediately? Or are you a slacker afraid of change? Maybe you're outspoken. Maybe you're not. However, we can all break the chain reaction of bullying. After recognizing bullying, which can appear in many different ways, which include mockery, taunting, physical abuse, verbal abuse, sexual harassment, discrimination, racism, stereotyping, cyberbullying, threatening, and much more. Our next step would be to help break the chain and chain reaction. Say you get an email or text message of a personal secret that was meant to be a secret. Will you send it or keep it to yourself? The proper way of breaking the chain reaction is to keep it to yourself. I know it's hard, but you should have sympathy and empathy. Think as if you were in the other person's shoes. Would you like your personal secret that you shared with only one person be spread to at least 5 other people? Maybe you wouldn't mind that. On the other hand, how about if it got spread to the whole school? Would you like that? Of course you wouldn't like that. Additionally, it wouldn't stop there until somebody could break that chain. Will you be the one breaking the chain after mastering the steps of recognition and breaking the chain reaction? It is time to move on to the next level. The next level would be to approach the bully or spread awareness of the bullying by reporting it. It's no lie. Approaching the bully will be challenging, but you will never regret it. It takes a lot of courage and bravery to do this step. Even if you haven't mustered up enough courage, try to spread awareness. You can spread awareness by talking to a legal adult who is 18 years or older. This adult can help you or a friend stand up for yourself by counseling. If you'd rather not do that, you should try reporting it online or sending an anonymous letter to the principal or teacher. For example, say someone in your class has been internally throwing out hurtful words towards you or someone you know. You can leave a post-it note on the teacher's desk at the end of the day addressing your feelings and how that person hurt you. Make sure to note the bully's name and give basic information regarding who, what, when, where, and if you know why. Other ways of spreading awareness would be to tell any peer or colleague about this bully and to look out for them. This way, you will have more support, witnesses, and if possible, more bullying incidents. After all, the more proof, witnesses, and incidents, the better. With all this proof, you can report it better. Approach the bully stronger. As they say, there is strength in numbers. Additionally, the victim or you will have better support. The last and foremost step is to promise yourself not to accept any kind of oppression or oppressor and to never bully anyone. Along with this promise, you should say yourself, I will never accept any kind of corruption. Accepting oppression within itself is a lie if you hate bullying. Any activity hurting anyone, either emotionally, mentally, psychologically, or physically, is considered an act of bullying, which makes oppression and corruption fall under the acts of bullying. If we all take these steps towards bullying, we can guarantee our better life for our posterity, meaning children. Together, we can make a difference. No more of those singled out people and no one secretly crying. We are all humans. We deserve the same rights. We are no different. The earth follows the laws of gravity equally. This brings up a thought. Why do we humans not do as we should, following the laws of equality? Yeah, so this essay, I think it's one of my stronger pieces during this time, honestly. But my thing with this essay is that I could notice that there's a specific code of silence that I was forced to accept as a child. And the part about the secrets, that's what really stood out to me. Because with this essay, I would say like it was really insightful. But the part about the secrets is the part that really got to me. Because I know as a kid, like I kept a lot of secrets because that's what I was told, or else like I would face retaliation and I would be harmed. So that's definitely an interesting essay, I would say. And then the last thing I would read is just an essay I wrote at 16. It's again another essay that shows like how much I blamed myself. This one's called the jihad, the struggle for peace. Jihad is an Arabic word meaning struggling in the way of God, not necessarily a battle. Here's a story not about holy war people describe jihad to be, but as a demonstrator of what's living in the life of a person named Jihad really means. At 7:38 a.m., Jihad pulls down the covers and leaves her bed to follow her heart. Her heart craves some peace for a change. Still sleepy, she goes into the restroom to make wudu, the daily ablution or wash before prayer. Although the water is cold and she is shivering, she still proceeds to do the daily ablution or wash. The water is open to a minimal amount as she washes her hand 3 times, careful not to leave any dirt. She then cups her hand, gently putting her 2 large hands together, which creates a calm lake in her hand that she later uses to rinse her mouth 3 times. Sniffing some water and extracting the water out of her nose 3 times is part of the purification. Jihad believes that during wudu, whenever a body part is washed, the sins done with the body are expiated or leave the body. Her eyes start to open as she washes her face 3 times and then brings the water like a tide up to her arm 3 times to kiss the skin above her elbow. Starting to sparkle, she takes a small amount of water and splashes it at her hair close to her hairline. Close to finishing, she washes her feet 3 times. Now she feels awakened, purified, and ready to start her day. Her struggle for peace has yet to become. Her eyes wide open, she follows her heart, which led to her refrigerator. The refrigerator has her favorite dessert, rice pudding. The creamy, sweet, and white mixture is perfect to start out her day, so she guiltily ends up eating a large amount. Maybe now she will feel better, as her body is now filled with the one thing she loves. She now has what she thought is milk and honey running through her veins. Although wide awake, she goes back under the cover and takes a nap so she won't get tired during the day. At 11:12 a.m., she wakes up and thinks about all the stretch marks around her body from her gaining a sudden increase of weight. This was referring to the over-medication I faced, by the way. She wasn't pregnant, nor had she even came close to it. That was a lie, but dissociation. Between her and God is a vow that she won't lose her virginity before marriage. She's 16, for goodness sakes. The stretch marks on her body bother her as they are a sign of her going from underweight to overweight. That was another lie. I was healthy weight. She gained that weight when she stopped exercising, hoping to reach her parents' standards and doctors' standards of healthy weight. With her anxiety, she gained more than she had originally intended. It was actually the medication. To lose some fat, she decides to take the bus, walk a block or so, then head to the nearby gym. Within a while of her being in the gym, she comes to the fact that she is sharing the gym with a person whom she had bad memories with. Although Jihad is now in high school, the girl named Jennifer and her had gone to the same middle school. In her middle school, Jihad had faced some bullying due to her being Muslim and her wearing the headscarf publicly and proudly, just like God had ordered for all Muslim women. During her stay at the middle school, Jennifer's boyfriend, Monroe, who went to the same middle school as both of them, had always bumped into Jihad repeatedly and harshly, never apologizing. For Jihad, it is physical harassment that lasted 2 school years, 7th and 8th grade. The constant physical harassment created a lot of trauma and insecurity for Jihad. Dealing with the harassment, Jihad forced herself into obsessively and unhealthily liking Monroe so that when he roughly hits his body against her body, it would feel more comfortable, maybe even comfortable enough to call it love. Jihad knew that love isn't harassment, but she couldn't help but think that he could be interested in her and might want to cheat on his girlfriend with her. Jihad tried everything to stop the harassment. She tried apologizing for something she never did and even tried complimenting him. She never thought of reporting him. Nothing worked. So one morning at 1 a.m., she had been mustering up the courage and felt really angry about her repeated harassment that she decided to text him about it. She took a deep breath and typed, "Stop flirting with me. You already got a girlfriend, and no, I'm not amazed about you opening up your chest. It's people like you who make the world a horrible place. This isn't cyberbullying. It's just that you can't have a relationship with 2 girls. Love is precious. I'm not going to give you my heart. Bye." Confused, he answered within a few moments, "What, bro? Was this supposed to be for me or someone else? If it was for me, then you definitely got the wrong idea. I'm not definitely flirting with you if that's what you think. We don't even speak a single word at school, dude. And besides, I know I have a girlfriend, and trust me, I'm not about to go around and mess it up." Jihad, feeling defeated, decided to reply back with, "Kate, you better not." Monroe, feeling accused and wanting to clear up his name, continued defensively, "You know, when you just falsely accuse someone of that, you should probably do it in a nicer tone, especially when you're the one that's completely wrong and making things up." Jihad, feeling better but still angry, replies with, "Kate, I was just making sure." Determined to change Jihad's mindset, Monroe texted back, Haha, all right, then a lesson on communication. You don't have to go accusing of someone and condemning them without even knowing for sure. And may I ask, when did I so-called flirt with you? Jihad, feeling really uncomfortable, decided to end the conversation with, I don't want to talk about this, bye. Persisting that he was right, he replied was, all right, then it's a lesson learned, bye. Feeling defeated and angry and unresolved, she went to sleep, hoping for a better day. The next day, Monroe tells his girlfriend, Jennifer, mockingly the conversation in front of Jihad and makes it sound like a joke as they are smiling and laughing about it. 1 year later, talk of the conversation goes from the mouth of Jennifer to Jihad's friend Salam, who then spreads the talk to their mutual friend during their shared Sunday school hours. Jihad's friend teased her lightly. She now feels embarrassed and a little uncomfortable. Now seeing Jennifer at the gym is a reminder of the grim reality she had to go through in the past. Although they didn't talk nor make eye contact, Jihad is sure that both of them feel uncomfortable. Jihad doesn't know who is leaving the gym first, but she likes to think that she's the first one to leave. She breathes in some fresh, crisp air with the sun warming her back as she heads towards Target to buy from Starbucks inside a green tea frappe to reward herself for going to the gym and not getting too anxious from seeing the same Jennifer, Monroe's girlfriend. She quickly orders a green tea frappe with whipped cream, pays for it, and waits in line. She heads over to a table of four, the only table with an open seat, not on the same table as a stranger, and wishes she had someone to talk to. By this time, her phone is nearing to its death because of its low battery. She glances by a girl standing in the same store near the pickup space around the same age as her. The girl soon looks at her phone and waits. Not wanting to be rejected or awkward, Jihad decides not to go up and talk to the girl. She's tired after all from the gym. The order is finished and she picks it up from the pickup space and leaves the store. On her way out of the Target storefront, she comes across a homeless looking lady sitting at the bus stop. The lady is a dark African woman who seemingly talks to herself and has no appearance of an African accent. Jihad decides to ask her something. Do you need something? Putting Vaseline on her lips, the lady asks for $2 for the bus pass. Jihad doesn't have any cash on her, but has her debit card and promises anyways to get the money. She tells the woman that she's looking for the nearest bank, and the lady says, I'll just be here, waiting here. Knowing that every step of the way is considered a jihad, a struggle for peace, she continues trying to her best to get the money. She goes back in the direction of Target and tries to get cash out from her card. She travels back and forth between the departments of the store trying to get cash out of her debit card. In order to get the cash out of her card, Jihad needs to know her PIN number, which she forgot after exchanging her old phone for her new phone. The PIN number is in the notes of her old phone, which is probably at home. She tries many different PIN numbers and even tries the ATM at Target, and to her disappointment, nothing works. She tries to call her foster father, but the first time he doesn't answer. After he doesn't answer, she decides to head to her community college that she attends part-time through the concurrent system because it has U.S. Bank. Considering that the college is on the quarter break and near Christmas Eve, the school is closed. Jihad then searches for the nearest bank, which happens to be 1 mile away. Although not too far away from her, for her to walk, it's too far for her parents to let her walk alone. She didn't know the directions by heart, and she's afraid to get lost or have her phone turn off while she's walking there or coming back. Instead, she decides to call the bank that's 1 mile away because it's open until 7 p.m. Hello, how may I help you? The lady on the receiver quickly said. Yes, hello, is this U.S. Bank? Jihad asked. Yes, it is. The lady on the other end replies. Okay, I need to extract some cash from my debit card, but I forgot my PIN number, so there's some way I can restart the PIN number. Yes, you have to go to the store, bring your debit card, and make sure you bring your ID card with you. Then we'll restart your card. The lady said, helping Jihad. Can I just tell you my card number over the phone? Jihad asked, knowing it is a stupid question, but wondering if there's some way across it. She really wanted to help this lady. No, you have to bring it to the store so we can use it and take a look at it, the lady said truthfully. Thank you. Have a good day. Bye. Jihad said, feeling relieved. You're welcome. You too. Bye. The lady on the other side answers. Jihad is stuck, not knowing what to do. She then calls her foster father again, and he answers her. Jihad tells her foster father what is wrong, and her foster father helps her. Assalamu alaikum, may peace be upon you, Dad. Jihad says wearily, as she didn't want to interrupt her father while he's doing something important. May the peace, mercy, and God and blessing be upon you too, Jihad. Her foster father answers, following the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, teaching of repeating the greeting back and lengthening it. I want to withdraw money from my debit card and I need the PIN to do that and I don't remember my PIN. Jihad says, hoping to light up a helpful response. Oh, I see. I can help with that. Jihad father's Muhammad Ahmed said, yes, Baba, can you put some money on my card? She said, awaiting a response. Sure, I'll do that and I'll put money in the Chase Bank card because you know the PIN. You know the PIN? Am I right? Mr. Ahmed says on the line as he transfers money into Jihad's debit card account. Yes, I know the Chase debit card PIN. May God reward you. Jihad smiled. Now she can help the person. Jihad went towards the target near the area where she saw the homeless woman and she glanced towards the bus stop. She could not fully see the bus stop and somehow from what she could see from the side of the bus stop, it seemed the homeless woman is not there. Although Jihad didn't seem to see the lady, she still persists to go get the money for the lady. She figures the lady moved to the back so that the left side of the mini shelter-like bus stop covers her. The store welcomes her, and from the Starbucks inside Target, she decides to get more than what the woman expected. She retrieves $20.50 from her debit card account, and then goes to the customer service to get an envelope. Heading towards the bus stop, she smiles. God is pleased with her. Soon she stands across from the bus stop and looks. There is no homeless woman. Perhaps the homeless woman got her $2, or perhaps she forgot. Jihad, disappointed, walks to the bus stop on the other side to go to the opposite direction, home. She thinks back to the homeless lady and remembers how, although the lady had her mouth open and was applying Vaseline over her lips, she could hear her properly. The woman had told her that she would wait. Since Jihad's paranoid schizophrenic brain is active this week with hallucinations, she decides that this is just another hallucination. Her mind is just playing tricks. Although she is on medication a few weeks back, she had unintentionally drank alcohol. In Islam, the drinking of alcohol is forbidden with the exception of a life or death situation. Drinking is a major sin, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, curses the one who buys and deals with alcohol. Jihad has seen the dark bottle called kombucha, which reminds her of the Muslim sister Kimberlina, who administers a vacant page, who always posts truth bombs. In her Instagram story, she often shows a kombucha bottle on the kitchen counter. Always inspired by her post and the Instagram story, Jihad decides to try the drink. The only difference is that the kombucha in Kimberlina's story is always in a clear bottle, and the one in Jihad's hand was a dark bottle. It said non-alcoholic in the back and had no alcohol in ingredients. What Jihad missed was that on the label of the kombucha bottle, next to where it said non-alcoholic, it had 0.5% alcohol in parentheses. After Jihad drank this bottle, she noticed that her hallucinations became more frequent. Jihad takes a deep breath and tries to think of all the good memories she has. According to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, every step a person takes to help his brother in need is charity. At least her act is considered charitable. God says in the Quran, the Muslim Holy Book, in section 57, the Iron, verse 11, that who is it that would loan God a goodly loan so that he will multiply it for him and he will have a notable reward. Jihad figured that somehow her keeping the money was God's way of telling her that God will increase her money without her having to, quote unquote, lose the money. She goes home in peace yet conflicted. Daybreak comes and soon becomes nighttime. Sorry, 1 second. Time for sleep. Tomorrow will be better, she thinks. Tomorrow is a brand new start, a clean slate, another day to do good. Within that week, Jihad's hallucinations worsen. She sees texts wrong and replies to them in the way she sees them, and soon they return to how they were really written. Jihad feels the burden of paranoid schizophrenia rests on her shoulders. She is struggling, but not alone. Everyone has little madness in them, but Jihad's madness just has a name. She's not a psycho. She just is able to see another dimension. Her brain just dreams while she's awake. It's holiday break, so Jihad rests and calms down and waits until her next psychiatrist appointment. She meets with her psychiatrist named Melissa Bridges and tells her all about how her symptoms worsen. Her psychiatrist writes a prescription for the dose she started with. Jihad takes a dose and her symptoms disappear. The side effects of the medication don't come, and Jihad is left feeling relieved. Jihad thinks to her recent teasing done by a classmate and shrinks inside. Ever since her freshman year in high school, she feels that wearing the face veil in the American public school system would help her. She tried to leave the house with the O1s, but her foster parents wouldn't let her outside with the face veil. Jihad falls in love with an online face veil called Butterfly 3 Layers Niqab and decides to buy it using her Chase debit card. Before she wears the face veil, Jihad gets up and prays a prayer for guidance, a special prayer to see goodness from God through prayer. The online shopping works and is processing, but little did Jihad know that her parents would support her in her decision. Mrs. Ahmed, Jihad's dad, gives Jihad a letter which tells her to update her information in the online banking and her Chase debit card. She updates her and now her items is shipped. All she has to do is wait. Currently, Jihad is waiting for her face bill, and now that her paranoid schizophrenic systems have died down, she's thankful. Thankful to God, thankful to Islam, thankful for her foster family, thankful for her busing. And then this is where I'm going to stop because it goes a little bit longer, but I hope that you guys kind of understand what I was trying to say about just like dissociation and like unclear thinking, and how I think that a lot of kids in foster care experience that.
Most certainly, that's definitely the truth. And thank you so much for sharing. We really appreciate you. You definitely hit some really, really strong topics. And they definitely, I definitely think dissociation affects foster youth, homeless youth, those who have been impacted by juvenile justice, all those who have had lived experiences with that are not those that are in the healthiest environments. Definitely could cause some stagnant, but thank you so much. So I wanted to I know that there was somebody that had their hand raised, Betty, so I wanted to see if you wanted to ask something or speak, or were you just reaching out to applaud someone who was performing at the time. And so I wanted to just make sure, and if anyone is out there that is feel encouraged to perform, please do let me know. We're going to take a 5-minute break. Well, maybe let's do 3 minutes, and then we'll come back with closing. And so, well, actually, we could do 2 minutes, and we'll come back at 12:50. Okay, all right. So at 12:50, we'll come back, and then we'll see if there's anyone else that wants to perform, and then I'll close us out. Thank you. All right, so we got about 10 more minutes. Betty, did you want to perform? I wasn't sure. I see you in the chat. I just want to make sure. Well, let me just invite you to speak just in case. If you do, you can just unmute yourself and then you can go. But I just wanted to, again, thank you guys for being here. Thank you to our performers. We are revamping the U Voice program, and we have a lot of great opportunities available for former foster youth and those who have been impacted by the juvenile justice system and homelessness. It is a great pleasure that I continue to get feedback, to continue to get, more understanding. You guys reach out to me. We have a youth voice poll. We have where you can let us know what it is that you need, what type of stories you want to hear about, just so that I could literally put us in a position to win, basically. I've created positions where we pay our former foster youth who are in college. So if you are out there, you're in college right now, and you have experienced any of these 3 components, please reach out to me. We have some amazing opportunities for individuals, and we host a ton of webinars, a ton of safe circles, and I'm just really, really happy with where the program is going, and with the support of you all, the support of your network. You guys help continue to keep us flourishing and to keep me, employed. And so thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you guys so much for just showing up and just being dedicated. Whether you are a former foster youth or currently in the system, our empowerment is important, and being able to inspire others to share their story. I pray every day that I show up to work that someone else out there that wasn't feeling empowered or wasn't feeling motivated could get that motivation from someone through our writing, through someone in our program, through a story that they wrote, or one of these open conversations like this, or opportunities like this. And so I did see in the chat, and now I do want to open up the chat to ask any questions. So if you have answer any questions. So if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in the chat. We have the three components of MAL is we support, we advocate for former and current foster youth, those who have been impacted by the juvenile justice system, and those who have been impacted by homelessness. So those are the three components that we, prioritize and advocate for. All right. So, oh wait, was there someone that wanted to speak?
No, just thank you. I appreciate you.
Oh, no problem. No problem. All right. So, it definitely wouldn't be an open mic. I feel like if excuse me, I'm sorry. It definitely wouldn't be an open mic if I didn't, drop some of my spiritual. I can't be out here advocating, saying that I'm inspiring other people to share their story. And I'm not sharing my own. And so, in closing, I just want to close it out with a beautiful poem that I wrote that I love to perform this poem because it really is a vulnerable poem that I wrote. It speaks to some insecurities that I was feeling while I was in foster care system. And it just speaks to the insecurities that women have and the colorism that we go through in the Black community, and just et cetera. And just basically the message is to love yourself always first. And so I want to dedicate this poem to everyone out there in the audience that's feeling uninspired, unempowered. And so here it is. And I don't think that I actually gave this poem a title. I just feel like I just always felt like it was about the color that I'm living in, or the skin that I'm in, or whatever. But I'll perform it for you guys. So I remember when I used to think my mama didn't love me because I was ugly. This is a true story. I used to think I wasn't good enough. Like maybe I used to think I was too Black I'm so sorry. Let me do this over. Okay. Because I was reading the chat at the same time. I'm sorry, you guys. I remember when I used to think my mama didn't love me because I was ugly. This is a true story. I used to think I wasn't good enough. Like maybe I wasn't good enough. Maybe I was too Black as fuck. Maybe I was good enough, but not good enough to date. This is a true story. I remember I used to think my mom used to hate me because I was dark skinned. I remember I grew up in the 7th grade, cried to her, like, it's because I'm dark skinned, I'm almost sure. She loved me so much, she left me in foster care. No wonder why I grew up so insecure. And all the boys, they loved me, but they wasn't sure. They was too embarrassed to date a dark skinned girl. Like, you beautiful for a dark skinned girl. I'm thinking like, what does that mean? Brown skin, long hair, don't need no makeup. Plus, that ain't the only trick up my sleeve. Plus, y'all heard the saying, the darker the berry, the sweeter the... Y'all read the memes, but everyone's hatred about me made me hate everything about me in between, until I did some research and discovered what it means. I love my afro, my big nose. I'm special. I had to learn that you got to love yourself, whether you got nappy hair or you got a perm. And if you missed the concept of this message, then you should be concerned. So let me repeat myself. Once upon a time, I used to then appreciate my chocolate wealth. Because I was dark skinned, I thought I didn't have any wealth. I had to ask myself, like, if you don't love yourself, then who else? The best love comes from self. I'm a dark skinned girl. I grew up with stigmas. No wonder why I fight so tough. They wonder why I never cry so much, because I developed a stigma for all the people who said I wouldn't be enough. And so I remember I had a conversation with a friend who was light skinned, and she said she wanted to be me. And I was astonished, like, girl, you would have grew up in that house rape free. She said, nah, it was deeper than that, Raquel. I lived 12 years of slavery. Always wondered why the older Black women picked on me. They bullied me, hated me because I was light skinned. I'm thinking like, damn, what does that mean? Same skin, same genes cut from a different tree. So whether you got a cricket smile, whether you got a straight smile or your teeth are crooked when you say cheese. I wrote this poem for the thick girls trying to fit all that butt in them jeans. You are a human being, but you out there with a story to tell, you are everything. A lot of us are chasing after people who a lot of us are chasing after people for guidance who need guidance. A lot of us are scared to leave situations because of experiences, or we stupidly frightened. A lot of us forgot how to stand tall and need to fix our crown. Everyone out there, please fix your crown. Because once upon a time, I didn't used to love myself, but now I love myself. I know that my skin color is enough. I know that my hair texture is enough. And I just wanted to let everyone out there in the audience know that you are enough. And so thank you guys so much. And we did have another person, Aaliyah, is in the audience, and she actually got the notification late. So I apologize for that. But if you did want to officially close us out for today, you can do so and go right ahead. Thank you guys all.
Yes. That was awesome, Raquel. I mean, I really just have chills, and I relate so much as a lighter skinned Black woman. I'm going to just say that really touched my heart today. And, my sister she's 19, but she was just talking to me about something like that yesterday. And I just commend you, and I really thank you for sharing that with us today, because it really was so meaningful. Thank you so much. But yeah, I did have two pieces, but I know it's about to end, so I'll just share one. I do want to do a trigger warning for this one that I'm going to perform. It is really reckless in a way, but it is also, it's similar to police brutality and racism. So, but anyway, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share it. Okay, so you say for us, our skin represents violence and fear. They taught us growing up that whiteness is purity, something untouched, something harmless, but that's simply not true. But for me, your skin represents the oppression of a people for 400 years. It represents torture, corruption, pain, and hate. It represents my people suffering from a system your ancestors chose to create. I said chose because it's a choice to bring them over here stacked on one another, sealed by disease on a boat. The hate is in your bloodstream. It plagued you genetically. My people been fighting for their freedom. Let's just take it back to Tuskegee. Let's take it back to sundown towns. It's been the agenda to break down everyone Black and brown. It was a choice to lynch millions of Black bodies hanging from trees, strung up by ropes. It's the smell of anguish. It's the smell of pain and lost hope. It's a strange fruit. It's a strange tale. It's a horror story by my people known all too well. It's a Black mom in the streets crying at the scene. It's my blood curdling by the sounds of her screams. It's the feeling of fighting to be free, but never having enough and being weighed down by racism and its change. It's seeing the news of another melanin brother's remains. It's every Black boy running the streets after tireless nights and crushed dreams. It's police footage after another brother is shot dead by someone hired to protect and serve and cover those in need. Instead, you put your knees on our necks and laugh as we bleed. Your skin color isn't what we hate. We loathe everything it represents. It's a system that gives us less than it takes. It's a system that we have been killing ourselves to recreate. When these bonds fall, that's when our hate goes away. You hate for no reason. You hate because you can. Oh, how my heart breaks for the struggle of the Black man.
Yes. Okay. What a way to come in at the end and just kill it and just kill it. Yes. I really, 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 really appreciate you. It was so good. Yes. I love it. I love it so much. So you guys, please let me know.
I can't hear y'all. Y'all are going in and out.
Okay, I'm sorry. Is that better? Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I just want to say just thank you so much for just coming through at the end and just killing it. Thank you to Fabian, to Amal, to our attendees. This is something that we wanted to do in highlight of National Foster Care Month. I definitely want to keep doing open mics virtually so that we can be able to hear experiences from other individuals in different places around the world and provide a safe space, a safe platform for those to share. And so just thank you guys so much. I'm so grateful that you guys all attended today. And without further ado, you guys enjoy the rest of your Friday. God bless you all, and continue to be an empowerment vessel to help move and change the system.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw that I believe that you guys might use the recording somewhere.
Yes.
Where? I'm curious.
We actually put the recording in our newsletter, and we send it to individuals who assigned, like registered for this open mic, but maybe their schedule didn't permit them to attend, but they still register so that they can receive the recording.
That's cool. Is your newsletter from Imprint News?
No, we actually, basically it is from the Imprint News, but we have our own Youth Voice newsletter that I could add you to the list if you want to make sure that you get it.
Yeah, I would love to get it.
Yes, of course. And I can send it to you too. It's actually going to go out next Friday. So this would be included in it.
Nice.
Was there anyone else who had questions? I definitely want to make sure that I'm not leaving any unturned or unanswered questions.
I just want to say thank you again.
Thank you, Fabian, so much. We really value and appreciate you. Come back to write another story. We value your writing. And without further ado, you guys have a good Friday. God bless
Raquel,
you guys.
before you end, can you keep it open for a minute? Like once everyone leaves, I wanted to ask you something. I'm sorry.
Okay, yes, of course. And then here, let me add my here. Let me add my email to the chat so that if anybody wants to reach out to me, you're more than welcome to. And then our website, so that if you need any information about our events, any of our opportunities, any of our Youth Voice contributor roles, our Brian Donovan Fellow, we have a rolling intern process right now as well if you're in the Los Angeles County area. So all of that information is available for you in the chat. And I also provided my email address if you want to reach out to me. I'm always happy to speak to anyone as it relates to the foster care system.